just go with the flow. I just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. I just go with the flow.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to the Raps. And of course, I am your host, your YouTuber, signing off an imitator, never duplicated, such vicious. And we're going to go over Raw this week was in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it is the go-home Raw 2 Survivor Series. It's been a while since I brought up this little interesting nugget, but I always said it, and I will live and die on this mindset. The two most important shows, the two most important wrestling shows before are the go home to a pay-per-view and the fallout to a pay-per-view. And I'm just talking wrestling and TV shows, period. Whether it's WWE, AEW, Impact, MLW, whatever the hell. The point is, the most important ones are the go home and the fallout, because your go home is your last real chance to reel in those last minute customers of, do I really want to spend that XYZ amount of money to get this show? And the fallout is, well, for the people that watched it, wow, that was really good. I wonder what they're going to do tomorrow to keep up with it. You know, something along those lines. Now, with that said, before we get into this week's Raw, let us switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, it started out with the SmackDown Women's Survivor Series team. There was reason I need my heart pills, reason I have a cardiologist, reason I'm going to get a brain dust. I'm sorry, it was Shotzi, Natalya, Aaliyah, Shayna Baszler, and then Sonya Deville, who's out there giving everyone the introductions, introduced Sasha, who then came out and walked down. Shotzi then saw her once she got in the ring. Shotzi went ballistic. There was a big brouhaha. Naomi came out. And then we got a 6-women tag match where it was the faces against the heels. Aaliyah surprisingly got the win by doing a pinfall over Natalya, countering the sharpshooter. My biggest thing was, holy shit, this kid is making her debut. And don't go getting all disparaging on me because I call her kid. I call everyone kid, even people that are older than me, okay? This kid wound up getting a fucking win on her debut, which not many people, most internet fanboys will go and say, oh, they never have you win on your first go around. Well, they let her. However, the victory did fall short. Slightly afterwards, they showed a backstage promo where Sonya Deville said she is officially off the Survivor Series team. Fingers crossed this is going to lead to something bigger down the road. Got nothing else to do but to wait and see, and wait until Friday to see where this goes. Other big highlights were, well, let's see. Sami Zayn and Jeff Hardy had a match where the loser was removed from the Survivor Series team. Sami Zayn lost, which sucks because Kevin Owens is on the Raw team, and, you know, honestly, I'm not normally the kind to go and chant the fight forever kind of shit with guys. I'm not. But if you're giving me, if it's a Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn match, oh my god, I will chant that until I'm fucking out of breath. Whew. Yeah. Sammy's out. No news on who's going to take his spot. Again, we got to wait until Friday. Honestly, the only other big thing that happened on SmackDown was Roman Reigns went against one King Xavier Woods, which, on a side note, congratulations to Woods, who is a co-host on the relaunch of G4. Really looking forward to that. These two put on one hell of a good match, and my god, this felt like an anointing sort of, like an anointment sort of match. Like, okay, Woods is showing he can be a made guy. Woods is showing he can be a main guy if he can go with the main guy. You know? And this was really cool to see. Now, there was a stipulation Roman added to the match where if Roman lost, he would then bend the knee to Woods, and if he did not, he would relinquish the Universal title and leave SmackDown forever. Woods got the win. Woods got the win via a DQ because he did the tightrope elbow. Ref was doing the count. 1, 2, and then the Usos pulled Woods out of the ring, and then it's a big schmaz, beatdown finish, and then Roman starts trash talking Woods, and end of sequence, fade to black. That is it for SmackDown. Yeah. Good show. Now with that said, let's get into this week's Raw. I gotta tell you, it was pretty damn good. It went by really quick, like holy shit. Like, I lost track of time on how fast this show went. It started out with Big E in the ring, hyping up his match coming up at Survivor Series against Roman, saying, Roman, now this Sunday it was supposed to just be champion versus champion, you know, battle of which brand versus brand, but nah, you see, you put your hands on my boys. You put your hands on my boys, so now I gotta go and whoop you like you stole from me. So yeah, Big E basically saying Big E basically going up to Roman and saying, I may not dress up like the devil, but I won't mean I ain't down with Satan and won't get medieval on your ass. So yeah, that's Big E definitely talking, saying he's gonna go and whoop Roman stupid come Survivor Series. Out comes Owens then in mid promo, then saying, hey, you know, I tried to sympathize with. I tried to explain myself to you last week. You see, you didn't believe me, and you being one of the big guys in the locker room, you didn't believe me. Nobody else is gonna believe me. You know. And so, you know what? You want to make me the bad guy? Fine, I will be the bad guy. I will be the baddest of the bad guys. And when I break bad, I'm going to break bad on you and everyone in the back. And then I'm going to take a van, and then I'm going to drive out to the desert, and I'm going to start selling crystal meth to Jim Cornette. Wait, no. See, I'm confusing fantasy with reality again. Damn it! Not this time. This time it wasn't Wade's fault, so not his fault. It was mine. But yeah, Owens said he was going to go and break bad, which made me confuse fantasy with reality. Either way, Owens then leaves, and then out come the Usos out of nowhere to go and do a beatdown on the Big E, and then Riddle, of all people, come out to go and save him, which thus leads to an impromptu tag match made by one Sonya Deville, and Seth Rollins comes out ringside to do commentary, his argument being, well, Big E was ringside last week to watch my match. I feel it's only fitting I should be able to get to do the same watching his. You know, say what you want about Seth, but my God, he is such a good fucking arrogant heel where you just want to look at him like, God, can I just fucking punch him in the face to shut him up? You know, he's just got that kind of attitude with him when he's a heel, and that's fucking beautiful. Because that's on how I know I'm hooked. But yeah, Ian Riddle, they were leading right up, and yeah, the match was extremely short-lived, but it was meant to tell a bigger tale because there was a bit of a skirmish over near where Seth was, and then Seth then eventually jumped in, attacked Riddle, match gets thrown out, and then as Seth and the Usos are beating up on Big E and Riddle, then Randy Orton comes out, and thus now we have a trios match of Big E, Riddle, and Randy Orton going against the Usos and Seth Rollins. Riddle was the punching bag, which makes sense.
Big E then proceeds to get the hot tag, starts cleaning up some, leading into the break. Then we come back from the break where Randy Orton is then the punching bag. And then Riddle winds up getting the hot tag and starts, he starts doing his bit. Seth gets in though. He starts working on Riddle, which, honestly, I will say this. I was relatively surprised on that. I was surprised on that because according to the internet, and, believe anything on the internet, take that more with a grain of salt more than any rumor you ever heard, that apparently Seth has issues with Riddle's wife because she made a comment about the girls while the girls work out, they're not looking to build muscle or gain big or, that kind of shit. And used a picture of Becky trying to say she has a flat ass and all that jazz. And apparently Seth is supposed to have issues with Matt over it, whatever. But match came to an end when Seth, he did 2 rolling elbows to Riddle, 1 to the face, 1 to the back of the head, and then he hit him, and then he rolled him up, 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, then Big E proceeded to go and beat up the Usos, or one of the Usos I should say, and then said, deliver this message to Roman, let him know I'm going to be coming for Moose. Boom! Popped him with a big ending, and that was it. Next up we got Bianca Belair versus Tamina, and this came to be because Bianca was in the middle of doing an interview with one of the backstage girls, who she was saying she wanted Dewdrop because of the interference Dewdrop caused last week. Tamina stepped in instead, and Bianca just like, hey, Dewdrop, I'll take you instead. So we get this match. Tamina was pretty much leading it, early on. What I liked was, they always play Tamina as being the big powerhouse. Bianca also does the power game. This was nice power versus power kind of way. But, it was what it was. It was an okay match. It wasn't like, oh my god, but it was filler. It was filler. That's honestly the best way I could describe this match. Bianca got the win with the KOD. Afterwards, Dewdrop cut a promo. Dewdrop came out basically saying she's going to go and beat up Bianca and all that jazz. When the time's right, yeah. I'm liking the fact that, they're keeping that Bianca's still being kept relevant in a way, and not in the cliche women's, well, I want a title shot story. No, she's actually getting her own story, just like Shotzi and Sasha Banks are. Now with that said, next matchup we got is Street Profits going against the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. Profits were leading at the start. Dawkins was actually the punching bag, which I'm not gonna lie was a bit of a whoa, okay. That's a little bit out of the normal Street Profit formula because Ford is normally the bump taker and the punching bag, and Dawkins is normally the one that gets the hot tag, but, again, I'm all for different, just don't make it like too different where you're like, ugh, where it makes you want to lose interest. Change things up a little bit every now and then. Dawkins was the punch bag, Ford got the hot tag, but then Otis came in, and that was pretty much like trying to walk through a wall. Yeah. Now, I know a lot of people have said a lot of things about, oh, well, they killed Otis. He's not the same as he was. He's not the fun-loving guy anymore. He's just not the same. No, he's not. But you know what? I am digging the fuck out of this because the better the babyface, the better the fucking heel. And Otis was so goddamn lovable. How can you not fucking hate him now as a heel? And if you want to go and try and do the Smarky McSmarkerton, well, it's not that he's not a credible heel, it's that he's just a character that I do not like, or this, that, and the other. Dude, I get it. But I'm talking about the way the character is performing. He's being a fucking monster. He's being what we want, get the words right. He's basically being what everyone wanted fucking Vader to be when he first started in WWE. You know, was Vader had walked in with all the hopes and promises in the world. Did not work out for him. Otis is now basically doing like that shit. What we all hoped Vader was going to have. You know, he's a big guy. He knows how to use his weight in the right kind of way. And he can fucking move. You know, and not only that, I mean, Christ, his fucking facial expression more than anything is what sells me on it. It's that he's got that constant mean mug look. You know, like, you're not quite sure if he's pissed off at you or if he's afraid to trust a fart. And you're just like, that's a motherfucker if I was going to take a gun to, I'd shoot him twice just to make sure. Yeah. Either way, Ford came in, Otis came in, that was like hitting a brick wall until eventually Ford wound up doing some acrobatics, jumped around, was able to work around and soften up Otis in some spots. And yeah, the match came to an end though when Gable was in the ring and Ford was. Gable, he did a diving crossbody off the top, and then Ford rolled over and countered the crossbody into a pin. Hooked him, had his arms hooked like that while he was pinning. You could see it on the camera. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So, yeah. Next up, we got women's action. Nikki A.S.H going against Queen Zelina. And a lot of people still question why Queen Zelina have a royal British accent. And, well, I've come to 2 theories. One, she's emulating her childhood hero from when she was just a bright young toddler, King Booker. Or 2, that crown has cybernetic implants and it's making her think she's British. I've just been informed by Wade that King Booker was around when Zelina would not have been a toddler. Thanks, Wade. Either way, I still stand by those theories. As far as this match went, it was a nice bit of action, but my God, it went too quick. It was like, if you got up to go grab a soda or something, you would have missed it. The match came to an end. Carmella, who was ringside with Zelina, distracted Nikki. Zelina then wound up doing a code red, 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, Carmella and Zelina, they were ripping under Nikki. You lost, loser, na kind of shit. Rhea was just like, oh, hell no, you ain't talking about my homie like that. Stepped in, and then we got Rhea versus Carmella. Nice little bit. Carmella, she was leading for a good bit. It was an okay match. Like I said, it went longer than the last one, but again, if you would have blinked, you would have missed it. Match came to an end with Rhea doing like a Uranagi almost what looked almost kind of like a Uranagi to Carmella, 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, Zelina then cut a promo saying on how even though we are going to lead the women's Raw team to victory at Survivor Series, Rhea, enjoy your win because at least one of you won. Nikki, must be nice to be in the shadows of a winner, huh? Basically kind of like that kind of shit, which, nice. I dig that shit. That's a real good kind of, oh, I'm gonna fuck with your head kind of shit. Dig that. Next up, we got Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, and this was, oh my God, this was the match of the fucking night. I fucking love this match. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Owens was leading at the start of it. You know, Finn led it up into the commercial break. Post-break, oh my God, this is where the action picked up, and it was just a straight-up banger. It was like, these guys were throwing everything at each other short of a kitchen sink. It was fucking great. Kevin Owens got the win. How that came to be was Balor had Owens set up. He was going up to the top to go do the coup de grace. Owens then got up, hit the ropes, drug him down into the middle of the ring, kicked him in the gut, boom, stunner, 1, 2, 3, that was it. Plain and simple, that was it. Next up, we got tag action. AJ Styles and Omos going against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And yeah, this was more so of a mugging than a tag match, because instead of AJ starting, he was like, whoa, hold on. And tagged in Omos. Big man came in and, well, if anyone's never seen a murder before, I highly recommend this. Because Omos completely fucking destroyed them. He murdered Roode and then Ziggler, and then AJ was like, whoa, big man, let me in. AJ gets tagged in, Pop Ziggler with a phenomenal forearm, 1, 2, 3, that is it. Match is done. Let's go home. So now we come to main event of the night. Like I said, quick, Raw went by real quick, and now look, this show went by real quick. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that wish that more often though. Rey Mysterio going against Bobby Lashley, which, okay, we got Rey Mysterio going against Bobby Lashley. Did Rey get his last rights read to him before signing this? Was my first thought. My second thought was, Nomine Patri, Filii, Spiritus Sancti, good luck, you're going to need it. And it was pretty much what you expected. Just like last week, how Bobby dominated and straight up destroyed Dominik. He pretty much did the same exact goddamn thing to Rey, and Dominik was just there watching the whole time. And okay, this is where I definitely know the South Philly in me kicked in, because as I'm watching, I'm just thinking, the fuck kind of kid is Dom, man? I mean, seriously, he's just gonna stand there while his dad's getting his ass whooped? Nah. Dude, no. My dad never needed backup if he ever got into a fight, but the second I saw somebody go and try and put their hand up to him, I was just like, whoa, don't try, motherfucker. And that was my first thought, like, why the fuck ain't he stepping? Look, don't matter if you're gonna get your ass whooped, that's your fucking daddy. Either way though, Bobby Lashley got the win. He had the full Nelson hurt lock in, tapped Rey out, and when he tapped out, Rey did the way I always swear is the best way to do a tap out for a submission. Hold out for a few seconds, you know, even if it like 3 to 5 seconds, however long, you know, but just hold out for a few seconds, like, I can't give up, you know, just to give that small sense of realism, like, okay, maybe I can find a way to work out of this, maybe I can get through it. No, I can't. As opposed to the second it's locked in, you tap out immediately. I fucking hate that. I hate that. Afterwards, immediately after the match, Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce comes out, says, Rey, you are officially you are off of the men's Survivor Series team, thus leading everyone like, whoa, what the fuck? It's this Sunday. What the hell? We're mincing up the roster now? And then Austin Theory comes out of nowhere, hits an ATL on Dominik, and then Pearce says, whoa, Austin Theory, you got spunk. I like your style, kid. You're on the Raw team now. And then Theory then proceeded to celebrate by doing click, 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 taking a shitload of selfies with a knocked out Dominik and a beaten, battered, despaired Rey Mysterio. Yeah. So, yeah, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. And also, folks, thank you to my executive producer on the show, Ali Ray Van. Make sure y'all check out his music. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Laundry Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of men, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. And folks, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats right on the Twitter, Kenny Keller, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants, and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you know me great, you hate me.
Try to include yourself.
Fuck you.
You need to do what I do if I roll at you.